Good morning, students. Let's we discuss the another characteristic of D block elements. Today we will discuss at first the formation of colored ions by the D block elements. So students, most of the transition metals compounds are colored both in solid state or in the solution. So most of the transition metal compounds are colored both in solid state and in solution. In solution, what is the reason? The cations containing incomplete fluid. So students, the condition is cations containing incompletely filled d orbital. Are colored. For example, Fe2 plus in aqueous condition or Fe3 plus in aqueous condition, cobalt 2 plus in aqueous, similarly so on. And when the cations containing filled d orbital, filled or all empty d orbital, all empty d orbital are colorless. For example, scandium 3 plus, titanium 4 plus, they all have empty d orbitals. So this way you can easily find out which one will be colored and which one will be colorless on the basis of electron present in d orbital. If there is no electron present in d orbital, means empty d orbital, so salts of this particular element in the aqueous state or the solid state, they have colorless. What is the reason for the formation of colored compound? That is known as d transition. At first we know the d orbitals containing 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So d orbitals containing 5 orbitals, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So when no any ligands approaches, in that condition all the d orbitals are degenerate because all of the orbitals have same energy. When the any ligands approaches to the d particular elements of d orbital, ligands containing lone pair electron, so their degeneracy lost and it becomes splitted into 2 parts, 3 parts and 2. So in the lower set is called the T2G and the upper set is called the EG. So we know that dxy, dyz, dxz, dx square, y square and dz square. So students, dx square, y square, dz square comes in the upper state, means containing high energy orbital. It is dx square, y square and it is dz square. And lower part containing orbital has less energy and it is dxy, dxz, dyz, so on. So in this way, if suppose we have a compound, suppose like this, H2O 3 plus, hexaaqua titanium 3 plus, in which the cation titanium has one electron. Titanium has one electron because it is in the state of 3 plus. So at first show by this DD transition method. So students, see here, upper orbitals is high energy and lower orbitals have lower energy. So one electron present in the lower orbital dxy, dyz, dzx is called T2g, and upper orbital having high energy is called EG orbital. Triply degenerate orbital, doubly degenerate orbital. Suppose the orbital splits us in two parts like this, and this particular low energy contains one electron because in the containing titanium has only one electron. Suppose it gets energy from in the form of light, visible light, and it jumps into the EG orbital. So it jumps into the EG orbital. So during this phenomenon, it absorbs energy from visible light. Suppose we know the color of titanium, like this electron absorb energy which comes in the visible range of the yellow portion. Suppose this, since yellow portion of visible light is absorbed by this particular electrons of titanium cation, and the blue and red portion is transmitted, and solution containing particular ions appears to purple. Mainly it is due to the color of the compound, due to the DD transition. So if the electron present in the orbital, so the DD transition takes place. If there is no electron present in the orbital is empty. So in that condition, no DD transition takes place, and no DD transition takes place, the salt of the solution becomes colorless. So this phenomenon is called the crystal field splitting energy, and we will study in coordination compound in details, crystal field splitting theory, how the condition of the formation of colored ions by this particular. Simply we understand like this: any complex compound, any cation, if contain one paired electron, when it has less energy, it comes in lower orbital, lower less energy orbital, which is called the T2g, and here is the ligand is water, and water when approaches to this particular orbital, it is split into two parts. Two parts means this 3 orbital contains less energy, so it is called T2g, and this particular orbital contains high energy, so it is called the EG orbital. And when in the visible range, the electron present in particular T2g gain energy in the visible range and get to the higher energy level. During this, it absorbs energy. When it comes back, it releases energy. So that the reason for the color of the compound or ions. So students, see here. Suppose we have 3D0, example scandium 3 plus, color colorless. Suppose we have 3D0 and example titanium 4 plus. There is no electron in d orbital, so it will also colorless. If we have 3D1, suppose we have titanium 3 plus, so the color of this particular is purple. So next 3D1, vanadium 4 plus, so it looks blue in color. Suppose 3D2 and vanadium 3 plus, so it color becomes green. Similarly, you can explain by the giving example in NCERT book. So what is the reason for the colored ions? So simply in one word, in nutshell, you can remember the unpaired electrons present in the d orbital is causes for the colored ions. If there is no unpaired electron or d orbital is vacant, empty, no d transition takes place, and the color of the particular salt becomes colorless. Next topic is the variable catalytic oxidation state. So catalytic nature. So students, we talk about the catalytic nature of the catalytic nature. Most of the time we use catalyst in the d block elements. What is the reason? First reason, it has variable oxidation state, and second is the large surface area, so that adsorption takes place on particular surface, and the elements of D block behave as a catalyst. For example, suppose we have sulfur dioxide. So here the vanadium pentoxide, vanadium here is behave as a catalyst in the +5 oxidation state. Vanadium in the +5 oxidation state get converted sulfur trioxide and P2O4. Here vanadium is +4 oxidation, +5 to +4. Again vanadium in +4 oxidation take oxygen from atmosphere and get converted into +5 oxidation state. So here it is from the intermediate. So students, in this way it is used as a catalyst. Here is the +5 oxidation state, here is the +4 oxidation state, and in this way, due to variable oxidation state, D block elements behave as a catalyst, and large surface area provide to the adsorption of the gases on their particular surface. Here vanadium changes their oxidation state +5 to +4. In this way you can explain the catalytic nature of the D block elements. Next we talk about the property of alloy formation of D block elements. Alloy formation of the D block elements. So students, see here alloy. We know that they have unique characteristic of D block, unique characteristic. They form alloy with different metals or non-metal itself. So students, in this way, like any alloy like brass or suppose we have brass and bronze. So many alloys you can see here. Brass is formed with the copper and zinc. Bronze is formed copper with tin. So many alloys formation takes place with the D block elements. D block elements easily form the alloys with metals or non-metals. And what is alloy, students? Alloys are homogeneous mixture of two or more metals. Alloys may also contain non-metals. D block metals have similar atomic size, due to which one metal can be readily replaced by another metal in the crystal lattice. What is the reason why D block elements form the alloy? So students, write down the condition. This particular D block elements have similar atomic size, sizes, due to which one metal can be readily replaced by another metal in the crystal lattice. The crystal lattice, forming solid solution. Forming solid solution. So, like this crystal, like these types of arrangement takes place. So, students, here is a voids. Here is a voids and trapped atom. So in this way it can easily form. It is called the interstitial voids also. So no need to draw the simply you can understand by this particular definition. Due to similar atomic size, one metal can be readily replaced by another metal, and this is the reason to formation of alloys in particular compound. So next topic is the interstitial compound. Interstitial compounds. As we know, the lattice structure of like this. So student, there is a vacant space, it is called the voids. And in this voids, it is called the interstitial void. Interstitial voids. And a smaller atom trapped. Here, smaller atom like hydrogen, smaller atom like hydrogen, boron, carbon, nitrogen, etc. in the vacant space of their crystal lattice and to form interstitial compound. Due to the filling of empty space, transition metal become rigid and hard. This space is filling up by this particular atom, so it becomes rigid and hard. Rigid and hard. Steel and cast iron becomes hard due to the formation of an interstitial compound with carbon. Students, in this way you can easily about this interstitial compound we have already written class 11th the chapter, I think hydrogen chapter. So in this way you have familiar with this particular topic. What is the characteristic of interstitial compound? They have high melting points than those of pure metal. They are hard and they retain metallic conductivity. They are chemically inert. In this way you can easily explain the property of D block elements which forms the interstitial compound. In nutshell we can explain their lattice structure have voids and smaller atom can be trapped, so it becomes so that due to this property it has wide range of uses. Next we will discuss about the reduction potential. And the last topic I think it is a reduction potential. So students, that we start the reduction potential of particular element. So remember the chapter electrochemistry in where the electrochemical series are given. So students, we will just discuss the reduction potential. Reduction potential. Simply reduction potential may be positive or may be negative. Remember, lithium is negative and hydrogen forms 0 and fluorine positive reduction potential. Least, lithium is least and fluorine is the most positive nature. So students, remember it, all 3D metal have negative reduction potential. Negative reduction potential. Negative reduction potential except copper, like scandium, titanium, vanadium, chromium, manganese, iron, nickel, copper and zinc. So we will zinc. So only the copper has positive reduction potential. Except copper, all 3D series member have negative reduction potential except copper. Except copper. So remember, in chemical series copper has plus 3, 4 or 0.334 volt the reduction potential in electrochemical series given in your electrochemistry chapter, student. So simply learn about this. What is the meaning of reduction potential and why copper do not release hydrogen when it treated with acid like other metals. So simply if we talk about the lithium and we treated with lithium with HCl, there will be formation of H2 gas takes place because the lithium has negative electrode potential and hydrogen has zero electrode reduction potential. So simply remember it, those species if they have high reduction potential, high reduction potential means they do not reduce to other, they oxidize themselves. Remember it, species which have high reduction potential, they do not reduce to other, they get oxidized themselves. So it try to first oxidize themselves. In that condition it can release H2 gas. याद रखोगे, रिडक्शन उसका होता है जिसका रिडक्शन पोटेंशियल हाई होता है. रिडक्शन किसका होता है? रिडक्शन उसका होता है जिसका रिडक्शन पोटेंशियल हाई होता है. रिमेंबर, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट, जिसका रिडक्शन पोटेंशियल हाई होगा उसी का रिडक्शन होगा. ठीक है, रिडक्शन किसका होगा? जिसका रिडक्शन पोटेंशियल हाई होगा. यहाँ रिडक्शन पोटेंशियल किसका हाई है? इसका हाई है, तो इसका क्या होगा? रिडक्शन होगा. ठीक है, और यहाँ पर रिडक्शन पोटेंशियल हाइड्रोजन जो है, हाइड्रोजन इन HCl, यहाँ पर हाइड्रोजन का क्या है? रिडक्शन पोटेंशियल 0 है. सो यहाँ पर रिडक्शन किसका होगा? हाइड्रोजन का हो गया. ये नेगेटिव है और ये 0 था. हाई रिडक्शन पोटेंशियल किसका हो गया? इसका हो गया. रिडक्शन पोटेंशियल ऑफ हाइड्रोजन इज हाई, सो रिडक्शन किसका होगा? हाइड्रोजन का होगा. लिथियम क्या कर सकता है? ओनली रिड्यूस कर सकता है. लिथियम क्या कर सकता है? ओनली रिड्यूस कर सकता है. स्टूडेंट्स रिमेंबर इट, आई एम अगेन एक्सप्लेनिंग. जिनका रिडक्शन पोटेंशियल नेगेटिव होता है वो खुद को ऑक्सीडाइज करते हैं. ये क्या करेंगे? अपने आप को ऑक्सीडाइज करेंगे, दूसरे को क्या करेंगे? रिड्यूस करेंगे. इट कैन बी ओनली, इट कैन reduce to other, it can reduce to other. lithium only reduce to other. so जिनका रिडक्शन पोटेंशियल नेगेटिव होगा वो खुद को ऑक्सीडाइज करवाते हैं, खुद को ऑक्सीडाइज करवाते हैं. सो ये क्या करेगा? दूसरे को रिड्यूस करेगा. सो सिंपली रिमेंबर इट. इफ वी टॉक अबाउट द कंडीशन विद सपोज कॉपर विथ H+ from HCl. copper, we know that standard electrode reduction potential copper is positive. तो रिडक्शन पोटेंशियल किसका हाई हुआ? रिडक्शन पोटेंशियल इसका हाई है, तो हाइड्रोजन को रिड्यूस नहीं कर सकता है क्योंकि कॉपर का रिडक्शन पोटेंशियल हाई है. वो खुद को रिड्यूस करेगा, वो खुद को रिड्यूस करेगा क्योंकि इससे इसका रिडक्शन पोटेंशियल हाई है. इसका वैल्यू कितना आता है? 0.34 इतना वोल्ट इसका आता है. सो स्टूडेंट्स यहाँ पर कॉपर रिडक्शन पोटेंशियल हाई है, वो हाइड्रोजन को रिड्यूस नहीं कर सकता है, क्योंकि कॉपर का रिडक्शन पोटेंशियल हाई है तो वो खुद को रिड्यूस करेगा. सो इन दिस वे यू कैन सिंपली कॉपर, मरकरी, गोल्ड, पैलेडियम, प्लैटिनम एंड सिल्वर, सभी का जो रिडक्शन पोटेंशियल होता है वो पॉजिटिव होता है, जिसमें कि इसका लिस्ट होता है, ये लिस्ट पॉजिटिव होता है. तो जिनका भी इस तरह का देखोगे रिडक्शन पोटेंशियल, इसके बारे में पढ़ लोगे अच्छे से. रिडक्शन उसका होता है जिसका रिडक्शन पोटेंशियल हाई होता है. जिसका रिडक्शन पोटेंशियल हाई होगा उसका रिडक्शन होगा. रिडक्शन पोटेंशियल हाई किसका है? इसका है. उसका रिडक्शन पोटेंशियल उसका रिडक्शन पोटेंशियल हाई होगा, उसी का रिडक्शन होगा. सो इन दिस वे we completed the reduction potential topic. I think you will understand about this. And we will discuss in the next video about the general characteristic of F block elements and the questions related to this topic, D block elements. Try to do this, and any doubts, any queries, please ask and complete your question answer of NCERT in text or exercise.